Hello, I'm Hannah Stolton, CEO of Governors for Schools, a national charity that recruits volunteers to be school governors and trustees across England and Wales. Today I'm speaking to Paula Rocque from KPMG, who heads up the Governance for Better programme within the Corporate Responsibility Department. Paula, it's lovely to be here with you today.
Likewise. For me, the school governance programme is really important because it really empowers our colleagues to be able to use their skills. They develop their own personal development skills, but also they get an opportunity to sit on a school board. At the heart of our strategy is numeracy, literacy and lifelong learning, and the school governance role really aligns with that. It helps to obviously improve education standards in schools, but also it helps to shape their thinking. It allows them to scrutinise key decision making. It gives them a chance to strengthen their network, and most importantly, they get something out of it, so they're able to contribute to the community.
So often when people apply, they tell us that they want to give back to their community. That's exactly why they want to do it. Quite often they'll have had either a really positive experience at school or perhaps a negative experience and want to make all the difference for future generations, making sure that students have the opportunities that either they did or perhaps didn't. So that's some of the key reasons that we see in application forms when people come through to us. Are there any key themes that come through from KPMG employees about why they choose to take up the option and to take up the role of a school governor?
Yeah, absolutely. I think KPMG is one of our values. Our values is to give back to the community. And KPMG gives 8 days of volunteering allowance to colleagues, and that is an absolute bonus. So they don't have to think about they have to take their own leave to be able to participate in these extra activities. So it's embedded into our values, and also it gives them a chance to do something their peers aren't doing. So it helps them to stand out from the pack.
Okay.
But also for them to understand their skills are going to be used in a great way to make a great impact on the community. I think that's really important. And also, we're really trying to recruit younger people in the business. And for years, I thought that becoming the school governor, you have to be of middle management. But we have some fantastic comms that shows actually you can do it across your journey. And that's the reason why we've got more junior people in the business that are getting involved in school governance roles.
I think one of the other points you mentioned about the volunteering hours that you generously give to employees, that really makes a difference. We've just looked at people that we appointed a year ago, and of our corporate partner volunteers, 100% of them are still enrolled. And I think that really helps that KPMG employees are able to stay enrolled because they're given the time and the space to take up the role, which is really vital. And obviously a lot of meetings will happen outside of work hours, but visiting school is a really exciting part of the role, and a part that inspires you to stay in the role, I think. So having that opportunity to take time out of work can be really beneficial.
I think so. When it comes to volunteering, the colleague needs to feel that they're allowed to.
Yeah.
And they've been given permission. And I think that really does help.
Yeah.
And also we have campaigns across the business all year round. Mm-hmm. So it's that constant drip feed of positive comms. Get involved. This is how you develop your personal development skills. And so when they're starting to think of the next step of their career, they automatically think, okay, it's absolutely fine. I really want to take this commitment of becoming a school governor, and it's really going to shape my career, but also it's going to really help me to be able to bring those skills to the board table.
Yeah, having that management buy-in is definitely key.
Yeah, I think so. And that's been the key messaging. We've had that buy-in from the leadership team from a long time. Yeah. And over the years, they've really, pushed that absolutely get involved in school governance roles. It's really important. Absolutely. I ran, during COVID, we reached out to many of the school governors to talk about their experience. And some of those stories is really heartwarming. I mean, I had some partners and directors say it's changed their lives.
Wow.
Being on a scoreboard has changed their lives because they're more empathetic. They understand the community. It's shaped them. They said it's absolutely changed their lives. I had somebody who talked about she belongs to a transformation team, and then she brought their skills onto the board and they transformed the board at challenging times during COVID. And she just said it was incredibly hard, but she said it was so rewarding that she was able to bring her skills to the board. But then after she saw the impact it had, and it's just lovely to read those stories.
I think the main thing is getting the word out there. So that's been our key raison d'etre for the last 25 years is encouraging people to take up the role and understand that, as said, you don't have to be a parent, you don't have to be a teacher. You can be anybody who is passionate and interested in education and wants the best for future generations. So that's been a key challenge for us, and really the reason why we were set up in the first place, to bring people with management skills to the board, so people who bring business skills to the board. In actual fact, over the last 25 years, the skills that we're asked for by school governing boards haven't changed drastically. You know, we're asked for finance skills, HR skills, absolutely education skills, business skills, generally change management. Those sort of key skills are really important for school governing boards. So making sure that we have access to people who can provide that is really the number one challenge for us. There are thousands of vacancies out there. We have over 6,000 vacancies on our system at the moment, database waiting for people who can take up the role. And that's not all of the vacancies across the country. I'm a school governor, so I would absolutely say do it. I think this board, you don't need to have all of the skills in one person. That's the whole idea. You have 12 people around the board who bring different skills to the table. It may not be that it's a specific skill that a school is looking for. They may be looking for a perspective or a life experience. So the experiences that you have in life will be able to shape the questions that you ask, how you think about things. And as long as you're really passionate about education for pupils, that's what will make the difference. And we did an assembly as a governor with the pupils at my school, and we talked about what you needed to be a governor. And what came through from the children is they were like, you need to be passionate about education. Absolutely. They got that from the people that we have on our governing board, who absolutely do not bring, are not a complete package in themselves, but as a team, we do provide the skills and breadth of experience and understanding that's needed. Well, over the last 25 years, we've gradually grown the number of people that we've placed onto boards. So last year we placed over 2,000 people onto school boards. As well as recruiting school governors, we also recruit trustees for multi-academy trusts. So that's quite a recent thing for us in the last couple of years. We've sort of added that stream to us, to our offer, so that we can provide multi-academy trusts with that sort of different layers of governance, because now the way the education system works, we obviously have maintained schools, but also academies. So we provide for all of the different schools. I think some of the other things that we've really focused on is making sure that people understand the role. So when they take up that position, what we want them to do is stay. So we don't want people to go, oh, this isn't what I thought, or it's more time consuming than I expected. So we've done a lot of work in trying to make sure people are ready for the role. So we have training and support for them before they even take up the position, and really try and encourage them to think about what it's going to entail and what it's going to involve, because we want them to stay. And as I said, we really want people to still be enrolled a year later, 2 years later, 4 years later, maybe going on to a second term or to a different school. So I think those are some of the things that we've really thought about over the last 25 years, is how we encourage people to take up the role, number one, but also to stay in role and be a governor for life, maybe.